Hey everyone and welcome to the finale of A Realm Reborn. Well, the A Realm Reborn base game rather, as today it is finally time to confront Gaius and destroy the Ultima Weapon. Before we begin, I do want to give a quick recap of what's going to be happening after we beat the base game of A Realm Reborn. I went over in full detail earlier this week with the Black Wolf's Ultimatum, but I'm going to do a brief summary again. After the base game of an expansion is a series of major patches. Point 1, point 2, point 3. Those patches continue the main story and act as an epilogue to the main story of whatever expansion we just finished, in this case, the epilogue to A Realm Reborn. The next few major patches, point 4, point 5, and point 55, act as the prologue to the next expansion. Along the way, there's a lot of additional content that's added. We won't be having any new job quests during that time, but we will have a lot of very interesting, fun, and good additional content. In particular, I recommend the raids. The Crystal Tower raids that we'll be doing are mandatory. The other raids are very good lore. There's going to be a bunch of side stories. I recommend most, if not all of them. And there's going to be a lot of extra stuff for crafting, gathering, fishing, and there's going to be relic weapons. There's a bunch of additional content that's going to be coming in the post-game. I recommend following along. There is the main story, and that's of course mandatory, but I do highly recommend all the others as well. And that's about it. Just wanted to give a quick recap that we're going to be going into the epilogue and then prologue, and that is all very important. Now then, let us begin the finale of the base game with the Ultimate Weapon. Raban has some parting words for you ahead of the final phase of Operation Archon. For the final phase of the operation, my flames will storm Castrum Meridianum and suppress what is left of the Imperial garrison. If all goes well, this will allow you to reach the Praetorium unopposed, fit and ready for your encounter with the Ultima Weapon. Yours is the most dangerous mission of all, but the best must bear the heaviest burden, and you're the best we have. There's not another soul in this realm that could see this deed done, and Merlvib and Connie are of the same mind as me. Though all hangs on your success, you must not let our plight make you desperate. Victory belongs to the bold, not the reckless. Bards are wont to sing of heroes who valued their life, not next to honor, love, and liberty. But I tell you now, that which men value at naught, they'll sell cheap. Risk no more than you must, you hear me? Now, best you were off. We have work to do, the both of us. See that your preparations are in order, then report to Cid. He awaits you with the Enterprise at the Cerulean processing plant. May Rhalgr grant you strength. Alright, thank you, Ralban. Best of luck to your team. I think we did a good job of clearing out a good chunk of the castrum. It was fairly and surprisingly empty. That is still one of my big complaints with the reworks of the endgame, is it feels like they simplified it too much and made it feel less desperate than I think it probably should be. But we can also just interpret that as the Eorzean Alliance is doing an incredible job of drawing out and distracting the Garleans. Alright, back to the Cerulean processing plant. Let us go. Hop aboard the Enterprise and begin the infiltration. Parked right over here for our convenience. Hello, Cid. The Enterprise is at your disposal. When you're ready to head for the Praetorium, you need only say the word. If we succeed in destroying the Ultima Weapon, it'll deal a crippling blow to the Empire's hopes of conquest. After that, the 14th Legion will not dare to move against us. Barring the discovery of further elegant doomsday devices, that is. Let us be on our way, Satora. Gaius and his plaything await. Alright. The Praetorium is now available. This is the final dungeon of A Realm Reborn. Let us make sure we are going in fully prepared. And that means materia. Generally, critical hit's going to be one of your best stats to improve, so I'm going to be improving my critical hit rate, of course. I'm not going to do any overmelding. I'm saving the materia for specific purposes, and I don't want to lose any of it to overmelding, or getting overconfident with overmelding and then losing them as they break. Okay, let's see. We're full on critical hit on this one, so let's go for... I'm a fan of determination. On some jobs, direct hit is better than determination. But yeah, critical hit's gonna be our best bet in general. Okay, materials all prepared. Let's go ahead and make sure we've eaten some food as well. Want to be well prepared on that front. Well, no, I'm not eating such low quality walnut bread. Level 47 Linosia toast with tenacity though. That I will have, hang on. Plus up to 14 vitality, increases our max HP to... by about... there's 17 points it looks like. Not too bad. Not a lot, but not too bad. Alright, let's begin. Into the Praetorium. So here we are. The Ultima Weapon will almost certainly be housed in the depths of the complex. This is it, my friend. Let us begin. The Praetorium is a rather long dungeon. We're going to be in here for a bit. It used to be a lot longer. It used to be about twice as long. So let's talk about some of the things that have happened with the Praetorium over the years. So, in the original version that I played, back in Shadowbringers, the way Praetorium worked is there were a lot of unskippable cutscenes, which there still are. It was an 8-player duty. Castrum was as well an 8-player duty, so not the 4 players we have nowadays. And it was very much a smooth snooze fest. Like, people were so overgeared in general that the enemies would just crumple before you. Like, they would be dead within a couple hits. It was really, really not a challenge. So the unskippable cutscenes that I keep mentioning, that was very much a thing back in the original version of A Realm Reborn. Also, just realized I don't have Infuriate on my AoE hotbar, so let's fix that before we go too far. Anyways, unskippable cutscenes. Originally, when A Realm Reborn came out, they had a design philosophy of, oh, it's fine if we had cutscenes. People are going to be really hyped about these cutscenes, so they're just going to watch the cutscenes. That's not what I meant to do. It's not a big deal if we have if we have cutscenes in the middle of a dungeon. Well, a few things happened. Well, one major thing happened. A lot of players did not want to watch the cutscenes every time they ran Castrum or Praetorium. Instead, they would end up skipping the cutscenes. The new players wouldn't, generally, because a lot of new players are enjoying the story and want to see what's happening. This is very much a story-focused game, so skipping the story is not the wisest idea. I mean, it's up to you how you want to play, but this is the game that I play for the story, and I find is designed around the story. So yeah, there ended up being a conflict. New players not really skipping cutscenes, veteran players skipping cutscenes. Veteran players skipping cutscenes, but then having to wait for new players, getting bored, and then rushing ahead without the new players, leaving the new players basically not playing the game. Then it got to the point where the veteran players were getting really, really salty that the new players weren't keeping up. And not having that extra manpower from the new players was, making it a little bit harder. Or just, like, if you get to boss fights, sometimes it won't let you start the boss fight until everyone's ready and out of cutscene. So the veteran players would start actually kicking new players for being new, or for watching the cutscenes. Which is bad. Very bad. So around Stormblood, I believe, they're like, okay, well, we fucked up by putting cutscenes in the dungeon, but they're too integrated into the dungeons to really fix this. So we're going to make the cutscenes unskippable, and the veteran players just have to get over themselves and wait for the cutscenes. At the same time, they made a very dedicated leveling roulette. They took Castrum and Praetorium out of the leveling roulette that you can do through the Duty Finder, and made their own special main story roulette. So if you go in, you fully are aware you're going in for unskippable cutscenes. But that roulette would also have really good rewards in order to encourage people to play and help new players actually have full parties. Eventually, with 6.1, which came out a couple years ago, the first major patch after Endwalker, they did rework Castrum and Praetorium significantly. I think I want to say like half for the worse, half for the better. And now Praetorium is far shorter, and Castrum has like only one unskippable cutscene in it. So the situation is far better now than it used to be. But it's definitely still it's definitely has had a bit of a troubled, messy history. So as we are heading through this area, in addition to the enemies firing on us, we also have the major issue of gunships are firing on us, trying to destroy us, and in the process, they're also doing rather massive damage to the Praetorium itself. They are very desperate to stop us, to the point they are destroying their own base. They know we're coming for them. They know we are not to be messed with. We killed Ritatine, and we killed Livia. We are not to be messed with. We are coming for revenge. Alright, once we've taken care of all of the soldiers out here, a stray shot blows open a door. And the progression in this dungeon used to be so much different. The Praetorium got actually way more destroyed in the original version. I do miss that aspect of it, but I do think overall Praetorium's far better now as is. Gaius. Ah, Sid, my boy, you are late. There is something I always meant to tell you, yet the time never seemed right. It concerns your father. What of him? In the winter of his years, Midas came to abhor his part in Meteor. He told me that he wanted nothing more than to wash his hands of the whole sordid business. But he did not wash his hands of it. He helmed the project until the day it killed him. Come now, Sid. You must know that he did not have the luxury of choice. By the time he realized his error, it was too late. Meteor had him completely in its thrall. Shortly before his transformation, mayhap sensing that something was amiss, your father confided to me all the regrets of his life. Most of them concerned you. Early on in your career, he realized that while you have a talent for devising armaments, it would never fulfill you. Long before you knew your own mind, he saw that you would be far happier using your knowledge for peaceful purposes, and the thought touched him. He was a changed man for it. Though he could not let it show. You ripped open walls in this place just so you could say this to me? What is it you want, Gaius? I want you at my side, Sid. Take up your father's mantle and become the Empire's lead engineer. It is your destiny. My father had a change of heart. You said so yourself. Besides, I have long known my destiny, and I assure you, it lies not with the Empire. A pity. And what of you, adventurer? Will you not consider making common cause with me? With your powers joined to mine, we might do much for this realm. Together we could bring order to Eorzea and usher in a lasting peace. No, and I can expect no better answer than this. So be it. It was your strength that made me proffer my hand in friendship, and it is your strength that makes me proffer now my blade. Save as an ally, you are too dangerous to be let to remain. Run, Sid. Or stay. It makes no matter. You cannot escape the past. Gaius, wait! Damn it. Alright, boss fight against the Mark II Magitech Colossus. I think this fight is different from how it originally was, but it's been so long I don't remember how it originally was. But this is a good fight. I do like this fight. I think they did a good job with it. Here, let me circle around. Make sure I've got my ramparts up so I'm taking less damage. Alright, let's bop you from a distance so you can't hit me. I really wish my allies hadn't come over to the direction I was standing, but okay. It does make it a little bit harder as a tank when your allies end up running towards you and you're trying to face the enemy away from them. Alright, what are you doing now? Ah, I see. Okay, well, as long as you all spread away from... You did not spread away from me. You jerks. You absolute jerks. I can't believe you've done this. Alright, I'm healing. Thrill of battle. I suppose I should have been the one to move. I shouldn't rely on the NPCs doing the intelligent thing. As long as I stand away from them, we'll be fine. Now, you three need to knock that off. You just got hit, Lancer. Not the smartest bunch of grapes. What the hell? What are the words that can't... Okay. Forget it. It's fine. Down goes the Colossus. Alright. Good luck, Sid. I am not a fan of this next change. This next change, I think, is really devastating. There used to be a bit of a longer section where you would go down the elevator and follow a path around fighting some enemies, registering yourself to use Magitech armor in the area, before hopping aboard the Magitech armor that we used back in Castrum Sentry. So a change that I really hate. They removed a lot from this. They removed an entire cutscene, they removed some dialogue. So originally, in the original version of A Realm Reborn, while you were testing the Magitech armor, Wedge would actually name it Maggie, short for Magitech. I thought that was precious and adorable, and I love Maggie. In the original Praetorium, as you head through the section between that boss fight and hopping on board Maggie, Sid would actually have some dialogue over the intercom that strongly implies he specifically organized this. That he specifically, found Maggie in the computers and then prepared her for you. Which I thought was really sweet. And it culminated in a cutscene where Maggie wakes up and recognizes you. And it was so good. It was beautiful. I love it. I love Maggie. Maggie is a great, great part of A Realm Reborn. She's a small part, but there's this weird amount of emotion put behind it, and it's just really precious. I adore Maggie. And they don't call her Maggie once. They took her name completely out of the script. And they reduced her role in Praetorium so that it's... Well, they didn't reduce her role in Praetorium, but they reduced the presentation of her in Praetorium. So there's far less, oh, Sid, oh, I have a great surprise for you. You're going to be really happy to see an old friend. I found her and I'm getting her ready for you. They lose all of that and I'm so sad. They've made Praetorium worse. Okay, Praetorium is objectively better as it is now. But God, we lost some really good shit when they did the rework. We lost some really good moments. I'm devastated. But the entire section where you're on Maggie, running through this area, tearing everything up, this is all basically identical to how it used to be, I believe. I don't recall any major changes being made here. Alright, we have a giant blast door. Gonna need to blow it up if we're gonna get through here. Really? None of you wanted to get your own Magitech armor? Sure, you want to be on someone as beautiful as Maggie here. You want to be on my beautiful Magitech Maggie. But you couldn't at least help? You couldn't at least help with your own Magitech armor? That bulkhead is composed of a special alloy, extremely tough. Ordinary fire won't leave a mark, I'm afraid. You'll need to divert all power to the Magitech cannon, as I did at Castrum Meridianum. The armor's cores like to expire from the strain, but there's no help for it if we want to press on. Now, listen well. Press the control, engage ancillary, then fire away. Don't mind the warning lights. You're a natural at this. Alright, the way's clear, but it's just you and your own 2 feet now, so be careful. That's another thing. Maggie gives her life for you here. And they removed so much of her characterization. They removed a lot of good moments with her which build up to, oh, she gives her life for you. It's devastating. You have been leaving a fine mess in your wake, adventurer. Is someone there? Garland, old friend, how it warms the heart to hear your voice again after all these years. Nero, is that you? You sound well. It would seem the Savage Land agrees with you. The highest-ranking tribunus of the 14th. It was you all this time. Tell me, Garland, how long do you intend to keep all the glory for yourself? What? You've lost me. Don't play the fool with me. Ever since the Academy, I've been condemned to live in your shadow. By all objective measure, I was the more talented of the two of us, yet that fact counted for naught besides your privileged birth. You were admired as a young prodigy simply because your father was the great Midas non-Garland. When you defected, I felt sure my star would finally rise. But by disappearing, you acquired the status of a legend, your reputed genius gaining the credence merely by dint of your absence. Instead of cursing you for a traitor, the people actually came to think of you more fondly. To this day, you are still the young prodigy of Magitech. I, meanwhile, have ever been made to feel second-rate. I, who have continued to serve our nation faithfully. Whenever I fail to excel, why, it is only to be expected. Yet when I exceed all reasonable expectations, people proclaim that I walk in the footsteps of the great Cid non-bloody Garland. Nero, I don't know what to say. It matters not a whit what I achieve. Your existence has rendered mine worthless. Even Lord Van Baelsar saw fit to offer you a place at his side. And this in spite of your betrayal. Did he extend any such offer to me, the man who has remained loyal to him for all these years? Why, no, he did not. Long have I endured this injustice, but no more. Lord Van Baelsar is in the midst of activating the fully powered Ultima Weapon. It is my magnum opus, the creation that will win me the recognition I am due. I will not let anyone interfere. Nero, what are you... Ever since I first set foot in this benighted land, I have watched you. Every move you have made, every step you have taken. You have felled icons, a feat made possible by the Echo, a peculiar power which shields you from their corrupting influence. It is of little wonder that my lord has taken an interest in you. As have I, if truth be told. It is my desire to harness your power for use in the Ultima Weapon. Should I succeed, Lord Van Baelsar will surely take notice. Beside this, Garland's achievements will be as child's play. Come, adventure, and yield to me the secrets of your power. I do kind of feel bad for Nero, and honestly, he reminds me a lot in a way of Ramses from Xenogears. If you've played Xenogears, you might actually immediately know what I'm talking about. I noticed that while going through that dialogue. But, the fandom has overall, basically unanimously from what I've seen, come to the conclusion that Nero and Cid are very, very bitter exes. Very bitter exes. They were dating, they were married, and now they're divorced. And Nero is very salty about it. It is funny, and it also kind of gets, like, their relationship, oh my goodness. I adore their relationship. I think it's very funny. I think it's actually hysterical to see them as bitter exes. There's ongoing memes in the community where, oh yeah, Praetorium is just us going to deliver Nero the divorce papers. Cid doesn't want anything to do with him anymore. Even though Cid didn't even realize he was here until we got to this point. I know. I think it is incredibly funny. I love the way that the community treats Nero. Okay, arm's length so you can't knock us back. Hit you with a reprisal. We got another stack coming up. Alright, back away. Sure, you go that way, Thaumaturge. I'll just go around. Alright, we've got this in the bag. We've got another Deathclaw coming in. The Deathclaws are rather irritating. If you don't destroy them quickly enough, they will head towards one of your party members and flick them clear across the field, which can really be an issue because he always follows up the Deathclaws with this attack, so you need to be ready to move into the safe zones. But as long as you take care of those Deathclaws right away, they aren't the biggest issue, I suppose. Now, I should drag him back to the middle, but it's fine. This changes nothing. Ahaha! The Ultima Weapon is activated and it brims with the power of icons. Nothing can withstand its might. Are you alright? What of Nero? Fled? Damn it. In the instant prior to the blackout, the instruments detected a massive power surge from the deepest chamber. Gaius is certain to be there. We have no time to waste. Word arrived from the Alliance a short while ago. It seems the Order of the Twin Adder has completed its blockade of Castrum Sentry. What hands they can spare are hastening this way even as we speak, and likewise for the Maelstrom. All that's left is to destroy the Ultima Weapon. I should warn you, the chamber which houses the target appears to be saturated with etheric energies. There's bound to be heavy interference. So, but even if we lose contact, you must go on. Just don't do anything I wouldn't do, alright? Alright, let us head in. We are almost there to the Ultima Weapon.
Look for the lips control panel. It'll be somewhere nearby. Take the lid down, and you should find yourself in the chamber of the Ultima Weapon. Keep your eyes peeled. Gaius could be waiting for you down there. Oh, and don't even think about dying. You're too bloody useful. The interference is getting worse. I don't think the connection will last much.
Tell me, for whom do you fight? Do you believe in Eorzea? Eorzea's unity is forged of falsehoods. Its city-states are built on deceit, and its faith is an instrument of deception. It is not but a cobweb of lies. To believe in Eorzea is to believe in nothing. In Eorzea, the beast tribes often summon gods to fight in their stead, though your comrades only rarely respond in kind. Which is strange, is it not? Are the 12 otherwise engaged? I was given to understand they were your protectors. If you truly believe them your guardians, why do you not repeat the trick that served you so well in Cartano and call them down? They will answer, so long as you lavish them with crystals and gorge them on ether. Your gods are no different from those of the beasts. Icons, everyone. Except but this, and you will see how Eorzea's faith is bleeding the land dry. Nor is this unknown to your masters, which prompts the question, why do they cling to these false deities? What drives even men of learning, even the great Louis Soir, to grovel at their feet? The answer? Your masters lack the strength to do otherwise. For the world of man to mean anything, man must own the world. To this end, he hath fought ever to raise himself through conflict, to grow rich through conquest. And when the dust of battle settles, it is ever the strong who dictate the fate of the weak. Knowing this, but a single path is open to the infinite ruler, that of false worship, a path which leads to innovation and death. Only a man of power can rightly steer the course of civilization, and in this land of creeping mendacity, that one truth will prove its salvation. Come, champion of Eorzea, face me. Your defeat shall serve as proof of my readiness to rule. It is only right that I should take your realm, for none among you has the power to stop me.
So before I began playing the game I think they changed it back in Stormblood when they did the mandatory cutscene rework so that the cutscenes were mandatory. There used to be dialogue options in that cutscene. Of course, they removed it when it became when the cutscenes became unskippable. Of course they did. This fight is far better now than it used to be. Oh my god, the old fight was trivial. There are exploits where you can skip the cutscenes by logging out of the game and logging back in, and it would often be the case where people would actually kill the boss while you're still like only halfway through the cutscene, which is wild. This is a much better boss fight now. They also, in 6.1, removed my favorite line, "How very glib," which used to make sense when there were dialogue options, but no longer makes sense now that there aren't. No. It's definitely a very memed-on cutscene, just because you have to watch it every time you do Praetorium. And it's a full, 5-minute voice cutscene. And it's not a bad cutscene the first time. When you do these runs over and over for roulettes, though, it's not ideal. I've noticed that most people do this mechanic not wrong, but the more complicated way. When he divides the arena into 4 quadrants, with those circling AoEs that hit each quarter of the quadrant in order, I notice a lot of people tend to run all the way around in a massive circle to avoid the AoEs. You don't have to. You can just move back and forth in the middle and dodge them just fine. It is interesting. While obviously his might makes right colonialist bullshit is bullshit and wrong and bad, he's not wrong that Eorzea has a lot of issues. We are very, very bad at a lot of things. Eorzea has issues. Limsa is super racist to the kobolds in Sahagin, when the kobolds in Sahagin are generally acting in self-defense. Well, Sahagin lost their homes due to the calamity, and we are intruding on kobold territory. Limsa also has a lot of slavery. Well, Da has its fucking awful racism against the Amalja for very... Honestly, I don't know who started that conflict, but it's not... The Ulda is definitely not in the right. They're also absolutely horrendous to the refugees and the not rich people in the area. Gridania's infamously racist towards any Keepers of the Moon or Duskwhite Elizin. Eorzea kind of sucks in a lot of ways. He is right about that. But that does not mean your might makes right is correct by any means. Alright, this is a mechanic that we'll be seeing repeatedly throughout the game, especially as we get to later expansions, where you have to completely destroy a set of added-on enemies, a set of adds like these Phantom Gaiuses, before a bar charges up that will slowly charge up over time. The more charged that bar is, the more damage it will an ultimate attack that is coming up will do. And if it fills up all the way, it's basically going to be an instant wipe. But we got through that just fine. Let's finish off Gaius.
I had not thought to be so hard-pressed. Your strength is most impressive. Such power befits a ruler. Yet, you lack the resolve to put it to proper use. The waste.
The bastard was stalling us. We have arrived at the chamber of the Ultima Weapon. In the original version of Praetorium, the dungeon continued all the way up to the credits. Now it's been split in half. The second half is next. Let's do it.
Allow me then, hero, to do that which you will not.
All right, the final battle begins.
Bear witness to the true power of the Ultima Weapon.
I do not remember how this fight originally went. I truly don't, and I wish I did. But I will say that I do remember this version of the fight. This new version is way better than the original. The song that is playing, The Maker's Ruin. This is not the Ultima Weapon's boss theme. This is our boss theme. We're the boss. It's time to destroy Gaius and kick out the Garleans. Alright, back away. Currently, I believe he is weaponizing the power of Titan, which means he's going to be using Titan's abilities against us. I'm going to generally try and hold the boss in place, as you are supposed to do as a tank, so that the party can get as much damage in as possible. But of course I will need to move back and forth in order to get out of the incoming attacks. Okay, got another attack incoming. Let's set up shop right here. Oh, you get back over here and fight me, you fool. Okay, my Rampart's still got another 10 seconds. And this is a problem. This is a huge problem. Thank you, Heidelin. Thank you. Titan has been excised from the Ultima Weapon. Phase 2. He's going to be using Garuda against us this time. Alright, what precise attacks are you gonna have for us? Quick, get to the middle. We want to stay here. Out of that pocket of wind. Right in the eye of the storm where it's safe. Okay, another attack incoming. And now we can move back out. Good. Okay, Eye of the Storm again. Move back to the middle. We've got this. You've got nothing on us, Ultima Weapon. And he has a barrier of wind. We can do nothing against him. Do not use your valuable resources. There is nowhere in this arena that is safe, unfortunately. We can't get out to that safe pocket over there. Again, thank you, Hydaelyn. Third phase. All that remains is Ifrit. Alright, let's get out of that. I don't think I quite made it in time. That's unfortunate. Oh well. We didn't take too much damage and our healer's on top of it. Okay, that's a push. We're going to want to be in the middle for that. Because the outside of the arena is going to be engulfed in flames from that attack. Looks like I'm going to be out of mitigations for a little bit. Next is going to be Reprisal. That's fine. We're hanging in there. We're still at good health. And our healer is definitely on top of this. Look at you go. Good work. And there is no escaping from this attack either. This is looking like another nasty one. Hydaelyn is really coming through for us. We would be dead 3 times over if not for her support.
It is the blessing of light that confounds you.
Lahabrea.
Your foe acts under the protection of the crystal she bears.
So, this is what empowers her.
Beyond mortal limits. If you are to prevail, the hammer of darkness must needs be brought to bear upon the shield of light. And so it shall, for the Ultima Weapon is host to a power of which you are as yet ignorant.
Speak plainly, Ascian.
The heart of Sabik. It is the weapon's core, an enigma whose surface even the vaunted scholars of ancient Alec failed to scratch. The magic within has lain dormant for eons.
Of what magic do you speak?
A spell without parallel. Ultima. I sought the life force of the primals for no other reason but to quicken the core. For the true power of the Ultima Weapon lies within its now beating heart.
Lahabrea, what have you done?
No more than was necessary for my god to be reborn.
Damn you, Ascian.
The hour is at hand. Behold but a sliver of my god's power. And from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, the world shall tremble. Unleash Ultima!
Such devastation! This was not my intention!
Oh, Hydaelyn. It seems the task of keeping your champion alive has exhausted what strength you had left. Van Belsar, your enemy's shield is broken. The rest I leave to you.
We will speak later, Ascian. But first, I must deal with you. The question of who is mightier remains. Come, adventurer. Let us find the answer together.
All right, the final battle. Now we have Ultima's theme song playing. This is not too difficult of a fight, thankfully. Though it definitely has quite a good number of mechanics, which can be overwhelming to new players who are not used to just how mechanically heavy boss fights can really get in this game. And this is why you should never trust an Ascian. They are always scheming, always manipulating, always looking for a way to enact their own agenda. These orbs here, if they are allowed to collide in the center, they will do massive damage to the entire party. The tank, or actually even better, each of the DPSs, not the healer, should run into one of the orbs to take a little bit of damage to spare the whole party a lot of damage. After many of your attacks, after many of Ultima Weapon's attacks, they will unleash a massive line beam across the field. We want to be careful not to be standing in that. It hurts. These Magitech bits, you can pay attention to the direction they're facing, and that will tell you which area is going to get hit even before the AoE marker shows up. I would recommend at this point, it's going to be a while yet before this is urgent, but I would recommend you get used to watching enemies' motions for their tells for what their attacks are going to do. The window where the AoE markers will be available for seeing is going to get narrower and narrower as we progress through the game, and being used to seeing the tells before the attack's AoE markers show up is just a very good habit to be in, and the Magitech bits are a good early practice since you can pay attention to the direction they are facing. Many of these mechanics are similar to things we have seen before, just all put together in one big nasty fight. Alright, doing your three-pronged laser attack. Not nearly as powerful as the massive beam that you will do sometimes. And a little bit easier to dodge, I find. Yes, here we are. Citadel Busters, the massive laser beam attack you want to be careful of. Alright. You are dropping airships on us now. Yeah, this is definitely a fight to the death. Alright, healer is doing honestly, the AI healer is doing a very, very good job. I am rather proud of them. Okay, let's extend our Storm's Eye. We're gonna do another Citadel Buster right after this attack. So let's move off to the side. Okay, another stack incoming. Let's get in there quick. And another tank purge incoming. Tank purge is unavoidable, damage to the whole party. I wouldn't worry about it too much. If you're playing as healer, either put a shield up beforehand or be ready to stick up regens as it's coming out. Okay, more Magitech bits. Okay, off to the corners. And then we're going to want to rush right back to the middle. Get my rampart up, because we've got all 4 airships coming in again. And we're getting down there. We're getting close to the end. But of course, Lahabrea just can't let us have our fights. This is a race to the end. If we cannot beat him here before Ultima goes off, we will die. We need to go fast. There are no more attacks. Hydaelyn cannot shield us again. This is our last chance for victory. If you're playing as a party, I recommend using your limit break before Hydaelyn gives you a level 3 limit break there. You'll get 2 limit breaks. It is very good. But since I'm playing as tank, my limit break would not do damage.
Heed me. The subjects of a weak ruler must needs look to a higher power for providence, and their dependence comes at a cost to the realm. The misguided elevate the frail, and the frail lead the people astray. Unless a man of power wrests control, the cycle will never be broken. You of all people must see the truth in this. You who have the strength to rule.
Operation Archon is a success. It is interesting to me how the Garleans truly believe that they are saving us from ourselves. And yet, their rule by might, strength, and fear will only worsen the situation. What we need is peace, not to be conquered. In the original version of the Praetorium dungeon, we still were not done at this point.
Pathetic. You boasted of unrivaled power. You were entrusted with the ultimate weapon, the ultimate magic. And still, you failed. So much for the glory of man. The growing imbalance afflicting the planet must be redressed. If it is permitted to worsen, the very laws of existence, both etheric and physical, will be warped beyond all recognition. Know you the root of this corruption? Hydaelyn. Like a parasite, she must be burned out if the planet is to recover. And naught but the return of the one true god will ensure her complete excision. Yet, to pave the way for the Master's return, a chaotic confluence of untold proportions must needs be brought about. And that will necessitate the presence of the primals. Needless to say, both you and your scion accomplices cannot be suffered to interfere in this endeavor. You will not leave this place alive.
Our final objective: save Thancred from Lahabrea.
It is past time your flame was extinguished, bringer of light.
Like with Ritatine, I have never done this reworked solo duty, because this was originally part of the Praetorium dungeon. And you can't do Solo duties again, except on a new character or in New Game Plus. So this will be my first time fighting Lahabrea where he is actually a threat. In the original version, he was dead already. He was dead within like 5 seconds. It was actually rather pathetic and depressing. Alright, we're gonna want to be careful here. We are solo, so we don't have a party to back us up and heal us. We're gonna want to be very careful not to take unnecessary hits here. Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? Oh, that is flame everywhere. I see one open spot. I figured that's what they were gonna do. Alright, move. Oh god, keep moving. Keep moving. Oh, these are actually rather complex AoEs for A Realm Reborn. I'm not gonna lie. They put that difficulty way up there, actually. Okay, get to the open spot, which is thankfully exactly where it was before. Alright, you get back here. I wish I had my arm's length ready. Oh well, it's fine. Alright, he's got phantoms on all sides. Okay. Let's go for another inner beast. Oh, he is actually very, very strong. He still is at 2/3 of his health left. Crap. What are you doing? Lahabrea, what are you doing? Okay, destroy these quickly. Destroy these quickly. %. 40% already. Are you kidding me? Oh, he's charging that way too fast. That's wild. No. He can't be charging this fast, can he? Oh, this isn't good. This isn't good. This can't be right. Ah, crap. Is this a wipe? Oh, I got chills. That is so good. Oh, that is fantastic. Oh my god. Yes. Lahabrea, it is time for your end. You're done. You are done. A final blessing from Hydaelyn. Let us destroy him and save Thancred. You are done for, Lahabrea. Get out of my friend. Okay, move. Move again. Dodged it. You've got nothing on us, Lahabrea. Oh no. Then how are we to save Thancred? How are we to save Thancred? If destroying you will kill Thancred, what are we to do? Hydaelyn, surely it can't end like this. You can't let it end like this, yes? Right? And finished him.
If thou wouldst pierce the shadows, make thee a blade of light.
What?
And so my conquest ends, Cid. In smoke and ashes.
Hear, feel, think. Warrior of light, beloved daughter. The darkness hath fled before the unclosed brilliance of thy spirit. Yet it lingereth still beyond the sight of men, in forgotten corners of the world. In the depths of the abyss yet resideth the Dark One, watchful ever, till this evil be cast out. Never shall the world know aught but a passing peace. Yet for the present, a gentle light shineth o'er the realm of Eorzea. With thee at its heart. From sparkling moat shall it swell to glorious sun, and all the world shall bask in its warmth. Blessings and joy be upon thee. Go forth, my child, and be as a beacon of hope for Eorzea and the lands beyond through all the days of thy life.
My lady, all Twin Adder units have fallen back to the outer perimeter.
The Flames have completed their withdrawal, General.
Admiral, all hands accounted for.
She's still in there.
Cid, has there been no word?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Damnation!
She's going to make it, I know she is.
Ida is right. We must have faith.
Cid, can they not be evacuated aboard the Enterprise? That adventurer and the Scions are as the Warriors of Light reborn. We cannot abandon them to their fate. Not again.
I wholeheartedly agree, but flying into the midst of that would only add to the fireworks.
There must be something we can do.
Please, Mother Hydaelyn. Please light her way through the darkness.
Look into the light, my child. If thou wouldst see thy companions returned safe to thee, reach out to them now.
There!
Oh!
Light.
Yes! The hero returns!
Look! Thancred is with her!
Thank the 12!
Thank Hydaelyn.
Welcome home.
You almost got us killed that one time, remember?
Now, we both know that was your fault.
Thank the 12 we're safe.
Mind your horns there, man-bull.
Mayhap when you mind your manners.
Though the crystal that bound Thancred is no more, I doubt we can say the same of Lahabrea. And even if we could, we know that he is not alone. Confounded Ascians. Their god may be unknown to us, but their zeal is unquestionable. Suffice it to say, it would be folly to assume that they no longer pose a threat. Nevertheless, for now, we must savor what peace we have won, however ephemeral. Do you see, Grandfather? Our first step towards realizing the dream for which you gave your life.
Friends, the dread night of Imperial tyranny and Ascian machination is ended. A new day now begins in Eorzea.
True to their name, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, along with our champion, have delivered us from darkness.
Let their shared victories serve to remind us of our shared history. And let their bravery in the face of adversity inspire future generations.
Doubt not, the realm will need bravery in the days to come. Old rifts threaten to divide us within our walls, while hordes of beastmen claw at our gates. And though the Black Wolf be slain, the rest of the pack remains. Yet no foe need we fear, so long as we stand as one.
So long as the Scions stand for peace.
So long as our champion stands fast. For there exists no adversity over which we may not jointly prevail.
No longer can we turn a blind eye to the suffering of our allies.
No nation stands alone. If one should fall, so shall we all. Eorzea is our shared home. For any one of us to know peace, so too must our neighbor.
Just as we join in solidarity before you this day, so too shall our grand companies be joined henceforth to strive not only for the good of mere nations, but for the good of all the realm.
Change will not come overnight. Yet I foresee a day, not so very far from now, when the lines that divide our lands fade, and all of Eorzea is one.
It has been but 5 short years since the Battle of Cartano. 5 years since the advent of the Seventh Umbral Era. No victory, however sweet, can wash away our bitter sorrows. No triumph can reclaim those we lost. Yet do not presume you honor them by dwelling on the past. It was not the past they fought for. You would repay their sacrifice by looking to the future.
A future united, as the warriors of light united in the champion.
Now is the time for us to rise as one, bearing all of Eorzea on our shoulders.
5 years ago, Eorzea bore witness to the end of the Sixth Astral Era. Now, the Seventh Umbral Era draws to a close, yet we come together not to glory in its end, but to mark a new beginning.
Let it be writ that on this day, by the light of the crystal, Eorzea ushered in a new era. The Seventh Astral Era is come, and thus is ours a realm reborn.
What is it?
What was that?
That roar. It can't be.
Did you hear that?
There's no time to spare.
Where is it coming from?
Dread tidings! Chaos and carnage! It is an abomination! A primal has awakened!
Bahamul, move.
One Azaz move star.
Fanza lokpai ki hads Haldorn Zur, Ukdorn.
We next starve Chemuv, the only cause that pose right ball.
And that is the end. There are credits. I took the credits and put them at the end of the video because they are quite long, though I am leaving them in. I am a firm believer that developers should always be credited for their work, so I refuse to cut credits. We've returned to the Waking Sands, and everyone is here to celebrate our success. There is one part of the credits I did cut, and that is the Meteor Survivors list, which is a list of a lot of people who played 1.0. If you paid at least 90 days subscription time to the 1.0 version of the game and opted in, you got your name in the credits in the Meteor Survivors list. There are uploads of the whole thing on YouTube and other various websites. It's over 70 minutes long, and since it is not the developers themselves, I have elected to cut that. But you will get the credits once we have completed with the Ultimate Weapon. One day I hope to become a hero to the people like you, a hero like Abba and Ollie were to me. Watching you live the life of a free adventurer has helped me realize that I can't keep putting off my dreams forever. I've been talking with Wedge about opening a workshop independent of Garland Ironworks. Maybe in Vilbrand, I don't know. Working with a chief is great and all, but someday I want to build my own enterprise, you know? You're an inspiration to us all, Satora, an honest-to-God's hero that never gives up, never gives in. And neither will I. I'll win Tataru's heart. See if I don't. Good luck with that. You gotta actually talk to her. I think we could all do with a good rest, don't you? I know I could. I still haven't had time to think about everything that happened, about Nero and Gaius. And Father Iliad showed up. We held a vigil at the church until word came of your success. I cannot express to you how relieved I am by your safe return, Satora. By the gods, to think that this ragtag band of idealists could lay the 14th low. 'Tis a tale straight from a storybook. I imagine my former associates would find it most appealing. After all, what young ruffian hasn't at one point fancied himself a hero in the making? I think I may bring more than a few recruits back with me from the 12s would. And we have the 3 merchant triplets. I reckon a lot more folk will take up adventuring after hearing about what you've done. Brave men and women all hoping to become the next Satora Lancy. Oh, no, we've made a name for ourselves. Oh dear. I know I told you to become a storied personage I could brag about having met, but I never thought you'd go so far to oblige me. Yeah, well, you never know what's gonna happen. Heh, you've come a long way since I first saw you running around the Waken Sands. Indeed. I believe Brennan is the merchant you meet with if you start in Limsa, Brement if you start in Ul'dah, and Brent for Gridania. I forget though, I always get them confused. And the rest of the Scions, hello. We all decided to give you a special surprise welcome, just like the ones in Heroic Epics. Your story took many twists and turns, but you managed to get to the happy ending. Let's hope for more happy endings to come. Indeed. So a new era has begun. On such a momentous occasion, I find it good for the soul to tie up loose ends. What would I suggest you do? Why, the same thing you always do after accomplishing a task. Report to Minfilia. It ends where it begins, my friend. Thancred, good to see you back with us. I realize I've been the cause of tremendous consternation, and for that I deeply apologize. But you haven't time to waste chatting with me. Minfilia's expecting you. We'll have plenty of time to talk later, Urianger. Thancred. Looking at one person and saying their name out loud. Good job, May. Brain, stop. Please, think. The land my master sheltered from oblivion hath been delivered unto a new beginning by the hand of the Warrior of Light. Thus doth history mark the passing of an era. The dawn doth brighten the sky and shineth over this nascent age of hope. And though the clouds gather to mute the sun's rising glory, I would walk far with thee under its gentle glow. Welcome back, Warrior of Light. We, all of us, prayed for your safe return. The Seventh Astral Era has dawned, setting in motion a myriad of new beginnings. I suspect our path will diverge for a time. Have you said your farewells to the Scions? I've been talking with them. You were the last one other than Minfilia. And Elfino, of course. Where men go as one, there is life, and where there is life, there is cause to hope. The light of hope shines brilliantly within you, Satora. I only wish my grandfather were here to see it. And hello, Minfilia. The Archons have conducted a preliminary investigation into the origin of the roar that rang out during the celebration. Their findings strongly suggest that a new primal has appeared. The roar generated a distinctive wave pattern in the ether, a pattern observed only once before in history. 5 years ago, to be precise. I should like to think it mere coincidence, yet we cannot discount the possibility. Well, I trust I need say no more. At great sacrifice, we have delivered Eorzea from the threat posed by the Empire and the Primals, and thereby secured peace. We cannot well allow the realm to be plunged into chaos once more. You have given your all for our cause, risking life and limb on I know not how many occasions. Yet our struggle continues, and we need you now no less than before. Please continue to stand with us, and together we shall safeguard the future of the realm, of this very star. For our reward, we get a nice chunk of money. The armor identification key, allowing us to get Maggie as a mount. And we get a free Fantasia. Fantasia usually costs a bit of money on the online shop. It is an item which allows you to completely remake your character from the character creator. You get a free one for completing Realm Reborn, and the rest you need to get from the cash shop. I have never used my Fantasia on my main character, and I'm probably going to continue to do the same with this character as well, because I rather like her design. Though there is one thing you can change with the Fantasia that I'm tempted to do. Like, you can even change their name day and the god they worship through the Fantasia. And that's the only thing I'm considering changing, is the god worship by Satora. But that's about it. We have completed A Realm Reborn. And we can now fly well mounted in Lenosia, Thanlin, the Black Shroud, Kurth's Central Highlands, and Mordona. Simply jump while mounted. Alright, so much we have just unlocked. You have gained the ability to take flight, summon forth a flying mount, and try jumping to take off. We can ascend, we can move, and we can descend. Real quick, let's go try that out to finish this off. Back out to Vesper Bay we go. Let's go ahead and summon Maggie as a brand new mount for ourselves. And of course we're going to want to use her since we now have her. Oh, she's right there. And yes, we can indeed now fly over Eorzea. Fantastic. I'm going to try not to abuse flight too much. It is convenient, but we're not going to be needing it really for too much. I'll try not to abuse it. It makes getting around really, really easy, which is nice, but also. Alright then, with that, we've completed the base game of A Realm Reborn. In just a moment, I'll go ahead and cut to the credits. But tomorrow, we're going to be doing another Sunday episode, a side questing episode, as we wrap up side quests that become available once we completed the Black Wolf's Ultimatum, which unlocked a whole bunch of endgame side quests. Once we have finished up cleaning up the side quests, we're going to take about a week or so break before returning with the post-game content for A Realm Reborn, the post-game content that came with the base game. That'll be about 2 weeks, I want to say, and it will involve a few optional dungeons, some gathering and crafting, the hard versions of the fights against Titan, Ifrit, and Garuda, those hard versions of the fights are necessary in order to progress the main story past the end of A Realm Reborn. And we'll be getting started on relic weapons. That's going to be fun. And importantly, we're going to get started on that raid series that they've mentioned. Specifically, the awakening of a primal, implied to be Bahamut. Bahamut is not going to be necessary for progressing the main story, but it is going to have very important lore, and I do recommend following along with that. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV, side quests, week break, and then we take care of the post-game content that came with the base game before moving on to the continuation of the main story with the Price of Principles. I'll see everyone next time for all of that.
To all of my children, in whom life flows abundant, to all of my children, to whom death hath passed his judgment, the soul yearns for honor, and the flesh the to those who walked before, to lead those who walk after. Shining is the land's light of justice. Ever flows the land's well of purpose. Walk free, walk free, walk free. Believe the lamb's alive, so believe. future is taken. Born of strife, these trials dissuade us not. Words without sound, these lies betray our thoughts. Mind by a plague of devil and she-lords. Judgment binds all we hold to a memory of scorn. Tell us why, given life, we are meant to die. Help us in our witness, suffer, borrow, reason, follow, suffer, wander, listen, whisper, showdown, order, Thy life is a riddle to bear rapture and sorrow, to listen, to suffer, to entrust unto tomorrow.